Hello everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox, here to start the first ever Numbers by the Decade series. The only reason why we're only starting at 1960, which is the last year of the 50s, is because that's the same year the duology of Christmas Dinner centerpiece meat choices became a thing. Plus, it's also because the data from 1900 to 1959 would be too sparse, few, and far between, leaving plenty of room for incomplete data and hapless speculations as to how much Christmas Dinner has cost then. And just like the Numbers by the Year saga back in 2022 to 2023, we'll get to all the numbers, one decade at a time. So let's start with version 1, with turkey as the centerpiece. Given that this version of Christmas dinner during this era is pretty much identical to Thanksgiving dinner prices, but just a tad different. 1960, $11.93. 1961, $13.22, 1962, $13.35, 1963, $13.50, 1964, $14.05, 1965, $14.33, 1966, $14.97, 1967, $15.05, 1968, $15.60, 1969, $16.46, and for 1970, the last year of the 60s, $17.12. Now let's continue with version number 2 for the first time of the series, with ham as the centerpiece, minus turkey, stuffing, and salad. Before we start getting to the prices for each year for this version, according to the National Chicken Council, here's the retail price, cents per pound, from 1960 to 1997. I will just multiply these prices by 14, as in 14 pounds, which is the average weight of a roast ham in pounds in America. I'll also mention the average cost of a roast ham alongside with the rest of the Christmas dinner table in and for version number 2. Let's begin. For 1960, $7.76 plus $8.17 equals $15.93. 1961, $7.76 plus $9.49 equals $17.25. 1962, $7.76 plus $9.61 equals $17.37. 1963, $7.76 plus $9.65 equals $17.41. 1964, $7.76 plus $10.14 equals $17.90. 1965, $9.13 plus $10.34 equals $19.47. 1966, $9.13 plus $10.78 equals $19.91. 1967, $9.13 plus $10.89 equals $20.02. 1968, $9.13 plus $11.29 equals $20.42. 1969, $9.13 plus $11.88 equals $21.01. And finally for 1970, $10.84 plus $12.42 equals $23.26. Now here's the average price of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner from 1960 to 1970. Here we go. 1960, $13.93. 1961, $15.24. 1962, $15.36. 1963, $15.45. 1964, $15.98. 1965, $16.90. 1966, $17.44. 1967, $17.54. 1968, $18.01. 1969, $18.74. And finally for 1970, $20.19. So, overall, the average price of a Christmas dinner from 1960 to 1970 went up by $6.26. So that means that the average price of a Christmas dinner from 1960 to 1970 changed by 57 cents a year on average. Stay tuned for the next episode where we cover the 1970s, 1971 to 1980. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. See you then. Hi everyone, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to episode 2 of the pre-roast game era, Christmas dinner prices 1960 to 1997, numbers by the decade. We will cover the 1970s this time, from 1971 to 1980. Let's start with version number 1 with turkey as the centerpiece. 1971, $17.58. 1972, $18.31. 1973, $20.52. 1974, $22.39. 1975, $24. 1976, $25.67. 1977, $26.86. 1978, $28.47. 1979, $29.06. And for 1980, $36.11. Now let's continue with version number 2 with ham as the centerpiece, minus turkey, stuffing, and salad. 1971, $10.84 plus $12.73 equals $23.57. 1972, $10.84 plus $13.21 equals $24.05. 1973, $10.84 plus $14.42 equals $25.26. 1974, $10.84 plus $15.58 equals $26.42. 1975, $18.90 plus $16.73 equals $35.63. 1976, $18.76 plus $18.41 equals $37.17. 1977, $17.56 plus $19.06 equals $36.62. 1978, $20.10 plus $19.86 equals $39.96. 1979, $21.35 plus $19.65 equals $41. And finally, for the last year of the 70s, 1980, $20.65 plus $24.76 equals $45.41. And finally, let's get to the average price of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner from 1971 to 1980. Let's hit it. 1971, $20.58. 1972, $20.18. 1973, $22.89. 1974, $24.40. 1975, $29.81. 1976, $31.42. 1977, $31.74. 1978, $34.21. 1979, $35.03. And for 1980, $40.76. So that means that the difference between the average price of a Christmas dinner in 1971 and 1980 is $20.18. That also means that the average yearly price change is $2.02. See you all in the next episode where we cover the last full decade in this series and the last full decade of the pre-roast game era, the 1980s. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, your delightful host, signing out. See you then. Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to episode 3 of the pre-roast game era Christmas dinner prices 1960 to 1997, numbers by the decade. Now let's get into what is the last full decade of Christmas dinner prices during the pre-roast game era, 1960 to 1997, which is the 1980s, 1981 to 1990. Now let's start with version 1 with turkey as the centerpiece. 1981, $38.99. 1982, $40.35. 1983, $43.80. 1984, $45.07. 1985, $46.07. 1986, $50.42. 1987, $47.49. 1988, $49.45. 1989, $48.66, and for 1990, $47.21. For this version, the prices gradually declined after 1986 because the turkey was consumed and purchased less and wasted more. Now let's get to version number 2 with ham as the centerpiece, minus turkey, stuffing, and salad. 1981, $22.57 plus $27.17 equals $49.74. 1982, $25.98 plus $28.29 equals $54.27. 1983, $25.16 plus $31.55 equals $56.71. 1984, $24 plus $32.38 equals $56.38. 1985, $24 plus $33.19 equals $57.19. 1986, $26.43 plus $33.53 equals $59.96. 1987, $27.92 plus $33.95 equals $61.87. 1988, $27.16 plus $34.86 equals $62.02. 1989, $27.09 plus $35.02 equals $62.11. And finally for 1990, $31.49 plus $31.51 equals $63. Now let's get to the average price of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner. 1981, $44.37. 1982, $47.31. 1983, $50.25. 1984, $50.72. 1985, $51.63. 1986, $55.19. 1987, $54.68. 1988, $55.74. 1989, $55.39. And for 1990, $55.10. That means that the difference between the average price of a Christmas dinner for 1981 and 1990 is $10.73, also meaning that the average yearly price change is $1.07 for this decade. Tune in next time where we cover most of the 1990s, 1991 to 1997, and then after that I'll compile all the audio and video recordings to get all the average prices of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner out from 1960 to 1997 and then end the series there. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. See you then. Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to episode 4 of the pre-roast game Christmas dinner prices, 1960 to 1997, numbers by the decade. We're going to get over the last batch of stats and prices for the last several years of the pre-roast game era, starting with version number 1, with turkey as the centerpiece. 1991, $52.70. 1992, $53.55. 1993, $56.31. 1994, $55.38. 1995, $57.19, 1996, $60.04, and for 1997, the last year of the pre-roast game era, $60.22. Now let's move on to version number 2 with ham as the centerpiece minus turkey, stuffing, and salad. 1991, $31.39 plus $39.14 equals $70.53. 1992, $29.33 plus $39.61 equals $68.94. 1993, $29.27 plus $39.87 equals $69.14. 1994, $29.33 plus $40.54 equals $69.87. 1995, $28.85 plus $41.46 equals $70.31. 1996, $32.72 plus $43.25 equals $75.97. And for 1997, $34.30 plus $43.32 equals $77.62. And now, for the last of the series, the average price of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner from 91 to 97. Here we go. 1991, $61.62. 1992, $61.25. 1993, $62.73. 1994, $62.63. 1995, $63.75. 1996, $68.01. And for 1997, $68.92. Well, it's been a wonderful journey that I had with you. See you in the next Numbers by the Decade series, where I actually prove my point in the next long-form commentary video, which I thought it was a good idea anyway, but let's get to it. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. Enjoy all the average prices of a Christmas dinner from 1960 to 1997 combined. Goodbye to you all. Now here's the average price of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner from 1960 to 1970. Here we go. 1960, $13.93. 1961, $15.24. 1962, $15.36. 1963, $15.45. 1964, $15.98. 1965, $16.90. 1966, $17.44. 1967, $17.54. 1968, $18.01. 1969, $18.74. 1970, $20.19. 1971, $20.58. 1972, $20.18. 1973, $22.89. 1974, $24.40. 1975, $29.81. 1976, $31.42. 1977, $31.74. 1978, $34.21. 1979, $35.03. 1980, $40.76. 1981, $44.37. 1982, $47.31. 1983, $50.25. 1984, $50.72. 1985, $51.63. 1986, $55.19. 1987, $54.68. 1988, $55.74. 1989, $55.39. 1990, $55.10. 1991, $61.62. 1992, $61.25. 1993, $62.73. 1994, $62.63. 1995, $63.75. 1996, $68.01. And for 1997, $68.92. Well, it's been a wonderful journey that I had with you. See you in the next Numbers by the Decade series, where I actually prove my point in the next long-form commentary video, which I thought it was a good idea anyway, but let's get to it. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. Goodbye to you all. Hi everyone, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to the Roast Game Era Christmas Dinner Prices Numbers by the Decade 1998 to 2016. The methodology will be complex. A, what I dub the alternative average, will determine what the average price cutoff point will be to separate that with the real average price of a Christmas dinner during this era, decade by decade. 1. If the only difference price-wise between the two is one of the many items on the table, we'll find out which one that is. And finally, number 2, that one price difference can definitively determine whether or not that the only menu item a family cuts off on average during this era is the centerpiece, both turkey with the stuffing and ham, and those items alone, respectively. Now let's get started by doing the whole two versions thing. In this case, we'll do the same statistical formatting, just like in the last Numbers by the Decade series. The alternative is completely different from the hypothetical, as demonstrated time and again since September 26, 2022, with the release of Hypothetical Christmas Dinner Numbers by the Year. The moment of truth will come if and only if the price of both a roast ham and turkey for each year separately, that is then multiplied by the number of those that were wasted, matches up and is one and the same. I don't just think that it's coming, I know that it's coming. And it will end not just the statistical data theft saga, it'll also end the first half of the post-roast game topical arc timeline. So the average cost of a turkey and or ham is added to the average price of a Christmas dinner during the roast game era without the centerpiece. Now let's get to the alternatives first, starting with the 1990s for both versions. Alternative version number 1 with turkey as the centerpiece. 1998, $13.71 plus $49.42 equals $63.13. 1999, $14.23 plus $53.30 equals $67.53. And finally, for 2000, $12.52 plus $53.49 equals $66.01. Now let's get to alternative version number 2 with ham as the centerpiece, minus turkey, stuffing, and salad. 1998, $33.98 plus $45.55 equals $79.53. 1999, $33.81 plus $49.58 equals $83.39. And for 2000, $36.15 plus $49.73 equals $85.88. Now, the whole part of what's coming next is that the average price of each centerpiece meat choice separately for each year must be the average and only price to be cut off to account for food waste. Now let's get to the actual prices of a Christmas dinner during the roast game era, 1998 to 2016, starting with counting off the yearly prices of a roast turkey. $63.13 minus $13.71 equals $49.42. 1999, $67.53 minus $14.23 equals $53.30. And for 2000, $66.01 minus $12.52 equals $53.49. Then let's finish off by doing the same but counting off the roast ham. 1998, $79.53 minus $33.98 equals $45.55. 1999, $83.39 minus $33.81 equals $49.58. And for 2000, $85.88 minus $36.15 equals $49.73. Now, here's the moment of truth. Let's start with turkey. Let's see what the difference is between the total cost for both alternative versions on average and the average price of a Christmas dinner during the roast game era. We're going to compare the hypothetical with the alternative. meaning that if it's either a bigger price than the centerpiece and stuffing combined, you would definitely need to cut it off because nobody eats ham with stuffing or children's butt meat without stuffing. 1998, $63.13 minus $43.56 equals $19.57, which is of course minus turkey and stuffing, plus bonus tax for both. 1999, $67.53 minus $43.33 equals $24.20, minus turkey and stuffing, plus bonus tax for both. And for 2000, $66.01 minus $40.25 equals $25.76, minus turkey and stuffing, plus bonus tax for both. And finally, let's finish with roast ham. This time it'll be different. Multiply the difference between the alternative price and hypothetical price by 2 because it determines the same conclusion as version number 1, meaning that either they spent more on Christmas dinner than they actually did during this era on average, or you would have to cut off the centerpiece anyway, no matter what. 1998, $79.53 minus $62 equals $17.53 times 2 equals $35.06, more than $33.98. 1999, $83.39 minus $61.40 equals $21.99 times 2 equals $43.98. More than $33.81. And for 2000, $85.88 minus $60.43 equals $25.45 times 2 equals $50.90. More than $36.15. Now let's account for all the prices we're left with. Accounting for food waste, after cutting all the excess bulk off, accounting for both centerpiece meat choices when it comes to food waste, meaning that this will either show the average price of a Christmas dinner during the roast game era as it was in reality, or what happens when you actually account for food waste. The methodology of this will be the most complex. Just take the average price of a Christmas dinner without either centerpiece, add it by the average prices that one would cut off because of their decisions, and divide it by 2. Let's account for the rest of the 90s. 1998. $47.485 plus $27.315 equals $74.80 divided by 2 equals $37.40. 1999, $51.44 plus $34.09 equals $85.53 divided by 2 equals $42.76. And for 2000, $51.61 plus $38.33 equals $89.94. Divided by 2 equals $44.97. And finally, the average price for the rest of the 90s, 1998 to 2000, the early years of the roast game era, $41.71. Underneath the sedate average overall throughout the entire era, $42.46. And by God, if the $42.46 number is what I get by averaging and accounting for all the decades, if you will, then it'll just confirm what I've been saying statistically for years. And plus, if you account for Thanksgiving and inflation, which is a great example of people eating more turkey and ham than is produced, because if there aren't enough turkeys and hams to fulfill demand, the prices increase. But if it's not the case for Christmas during the roast game era, the prices are lower than Thanksgiving. Obviously, because I understand basic supply and demand. Now let's get to the 2000s. Starting with alternative version number 1. 2001, $15.13 plus $57.55 equals $72.68. 2002, $14.84 plus $58.09 equals $72.93. 2003, $15.47 plus $57.68 equals $73.15. 2004, $14.23 plus $61.76 equals $75.99. 2005, $15.11 plus $62.70 equals $77.81. 2006, $15.70 plus $62.53 equals $78.23. 2007, $17.63 plus $65.61 equals $83.24. 2008, $19.09 plus $70.05 equals $89.14. 2009, $18.65 plus $68.35 equals $87. And finally, for 2010, $17.66 plus $69.64 equals $87.30. Now let's get to alternative version number 2. 2001, $37.72 plus $53.22 equals $90.94. 2002, $37.20 plus $53.77 equals $90.97. 2003, $37.21 plus $53.49 equals $90.70. 2004, $39.08 plus $57.19 equals $96.27. 2005, $39.58 plus $58.11 equals $97.69. 2006, $39.31 plus $58.05 equals $97.36. 2007, $40.19 plus $60.80 equals $100.99. 2008, $41.12 plus $65.24 equals $106.36. 2009, $40.88 plus $63.24 equals $104.12. And finally for 2010, $43.60 plus $64.55 equals $108.15. Now let's start counting off the turkey. 2001, $72.68 minus $15.13 equals $57.55. 2002, $72.93 minus $14.84 equals $58.09. 2003, $73.15 minus $15.47 equals $57.68. 2004, $75.99 minus $14.23 equals $61.76. 2005, $77.81 minus $15.11 equals $62.70. 2006, $78.23 minus $15.70 equals $62.53. 2007, $83.24 minus $17.63 equals $65.61. 2008, $89.14 minus $19.09 equals $70.05. 2009, $87 minus $18.65 equals $68.35. And finally for 2010, $87.30 minus $17.66 equals $69.64. Now let's continue with counting off roast ham. 2001, $90.94 minus $37.72 equals $53.22. 2002, $90.97 minus $37.20 equals $53.77. 2003, $90.70 minus $37.21 equals $53.49. 2004, $96.27 minus $39.08 equals $57.19. 2005, $97.69 minus $39.58 equals $58.11. 2006, $97.36 minus $39.31 equals $58.05. 2007, $100.99 minus $40.19 equals $60.80. 2008, $106.36 minus $41.12 equals $65.24. 2009, $104.12 minus $40.88 equals $63.24. And for 2010, $108.15 minus $43.60 equals $64.55. Now let's get to actually finding the cutoff point price-wise. Starting with turkey. 2001, $72.68 minus $47.32 equals $25.36, which is minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2002, $72.93 minus $48.78 equals $24.15, which is minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2003, $73.15 minus $46.21 equals $26.94, which is minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2004, $75.99 minus $48.36 equals $27.63, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2005, $77.81 minus $49.46 equals $28.35, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2006, $78.23 minus $48.11 equals $30.12. 2007, $83.24 minus $53.44 equals $29.80, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2008, $89.14 minus $58.70 equals $30.44, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2009, $87 minus $55.33 equals $31.67, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. And for 2010, $87.30 minus $56.46 equals $30.84, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. This decade's methodology will be different. If the cutoff point is lower than the average price of a roast ham for each year, then just add the tax to account for the average price of a roast ham anyway. If you don't have to do that, just verify that it's the average price of the ham you're cutting off, because either they spent less on Christmas dinner overall than they actually did on average, or the cutoff point for ham can be lower than average when you're not accounting for tax. Without further ado, let's begin. 2001, $90.94 minus $64.04 equals $26.90 plus $10.82 tax equals $37.72. 2002, $90.97 minus $66.85 equals $24.12 plus $13.08 tax equals $37.20. 2003, $90.70 minus $62.98 equals $27.72 plus $9.49 tax equals $37.21. 2004, $96.27 minus $65.91 equals $30.36 plus $8.72 tax equals $39.08. 2005, $97.69 minus $66.38 equals $31.31 plus $8.27 tax equals $39.58. 2006, $97.36 minus $64.74 equals $32.62 plus $6.69 tax equals $39.31. 2007, $100.99 minus $67.75 equals $33.24 plus $6.95 tax equals $40.19. 2008, $106.36 minus $71.24 equals $35.12 plus $6 tax equals $41.12. 2009, $104.12 minus $68.27 equals $35.85 plus $5.03 tax equals $40.88. And for 2010, $108.15 minus $70.13 equals $38.02 plus $5.58 tax equals $43.60. Now let's get to the most important bit of it all, getting the average price of a Christmas dinner for the 2000s. 2001, $55.38.5 plus $31.54 equals $86.93 divided by 2 equals $43.46. 2002, $55.93 plus $30.675 equals $86.605 divided by 2 equals $43.30. 2003, $55.585 plus $32.075 equals $87.66 divided by 2 equals $43.83. 2004, $59.475 plus $33.355 equals $92.83 divided by 2 equals $46.42. 2005, $60.405 plus $33.965 equals $94.37 divided by 2 equals $47.18. 2006, $60.29 plus $34.715 equals $95.005 divided by 2 equals $47.50. 2007, $63.205 plus $34.995 equals $98.20. Divided by 2 equals $49.10. 2008, $67.645 plus $35.78 equals $103.425. Divided by 2 equals $51.72. 2009, $65.795 plus $36.275 equals $102.07. Divided by 2 equals $51.04. And finally for 2010, $67.095 plus $37.22 equals $104.315. Divided by 2 equals $52.16. Which means the average price of a Christmas dinner during the roast game era for the 2000s, the first and last full-on decade of the roast game era, 2001 to 2010, is $47.57. Now let's move on to the last pair of years, 2011 to 2016. Starting with hypothetical version number 1 to boot. 2011, $21.57 plus $74.39 equals $95.96. 2012, $22.23 plus $75.34 equals $97.57. 2013, $21.76 plus $75.11 equals $96.87. 2014, $21.65 plus $72.32 equals $93.97. 2015, $23.04 plus $78 equals $101.04. And finally, for the last Christmas of the roast game era, 2016, $22.74 plus $76.22 equals $98.96. Now let's get to hypothetical version number 2. 2011, $48.08 plus $68.83 equals $116.91. 2012, $48.54 plus $69.95 equals $118.49. 2013, $51.02 plus $65.26 equals $116.28. 2014, $56.28 plus $66.70 equals $122.98. 2015, $53.94 plus $72.10 equals $126.04. And for the last Christmas of the roast game era, 2016, $52.92 plus $70.52 equals $123.44. Now let's cut off the roast turkey. 2011, $95.96 minus $21.57 equals $74.39. 2012, $97.57 minus $22.23 equals $75.34. 2013, $96.87 minus $21.76 equals $75.11. 2014, $93.97 minus $21.65 equals $72.32. 2015, $101.04 minus $23.04 equals $78. And for the last Christmas of the roast game era, 2016, $98.96 minus $22.74 equals $76.22. Now let's do the same and cut off roast ham. 2011, $116.91 minus $48.08 equals $68.83. 2012, $118.49 minus $48.54 equals $69.95. 2013, $116.28 minus $51.02 equals $65.26. 2014, $122.98 minus $56.28 equals $66.70. 2015, $126.04 minus $53.94 equals $72.10. And finally, for the last Christmas of the roast game era, 2016, $123.44 minus $52.92 equals $70.52. Now let's find the cutoff point for roast turkey. 2011, $95.96 minus $65.93 equals $30.03 minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2012, $97.57 minus $65.47 equals $32.10, minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. 2013, $96.87 minus $63.47 equals $33.40. 2014, $93.97 minus $65.68 equals $28.29. 2015, $101.04 minus $68.12 equals $32.92. And for the last year of the roast game era, 2016, $98.96 minus $61.86 equals $37.10. For 2014, 15, and 16, that's minus turkey and stuffing plus bonus tax for both. Now let's get to the cutoff point for roast ham. 2011, $116.91 minus $74.45 equals $42.46 plus $5.62 equals $48.08. 2012, $118.49 minus $74.66 equals $43.83 plus $4.71 equals $48.54. 2013, $116.28 minus $73.26 equals $43.02 plus $8 tax equals $51.02. 2014, $122.98 minus $74.71 equals $48.27 plus $8.01 tax equals $56.28. 2015, $126.04 minus $74.94 equals $51.10 plus $2.84 tax equals $53.94. And for the last Christmas of the roast game era, 2016, $123.44 minus $69.40 equals $54.04. Wow, it's the first out of all the years I don't have to account for tax, but I'll just show you the tax difference of $1.12 anyway. Now let's get to the last set of years before we actually find out the average price of a Christmas dinner during the entirety of the roast game era. 2011, $71.61 plus $39.055 equals $110.665 divided by 2 equals $55.33. 2012, $72.645 plus $40.32 equals $112.965 divided by 2 equals $56.48. 2013, $70.185 plus $42.21 equals $112.395 divided by 2 equals $56.20. 2014, $69.51 plus $42.285 equals $111.795 divided by 2 equals $55.90. 2015, $75.05 plus $43.43 equals $118.48 divided by 2 equals $59.24. And finally, for the last Christmas of the roast game era, 2016, $73.37 plus $45.57 equals $118.94 divided by 2 equals $59.47. Here's the average price of a Christmas dinner for most of the 2010s during the roast game era, $57.10. Here we are at the real moment of truth, accounting for tax as well, so the average price of a Christmas dinner plus tax. Let's get to it. $42.46 plus $6.33 tax equals $48.79. There it is, people. The one number, the one answer, the one price I was looking for well over 2 years. We finally have liftoff. We finally reached it. So that means that I have proven the average price of a Christmas dinner during the roast game era and the average price decade by decade overall is higher, meaning that the roast game happened. If it were to have been the opposite, it would have been over for me. But I'm so lucky. Also, if the average just matched up with $42.46 without tax, it wouldn't even match up with reality. But I don't have to worry about that now either, do I? The average prices stay the same, but the tax just adds onto it like it should. Now let's just play a montage of the prices of wasted meat units respectively.
1998, $358,400,000. 1999, $358,400,000. 2000, $358,400,000. 2001, $871,214,080. 2002, $894,863,360. 2003, $885,022,720. 2004, $854,389,760. 2005, $862,167,040. 2006, $889,943,040. 2007, $932,162,560. 2008, $978,508,800. 2009, $887,086,080. 2010, $884,070,400. 2011, $907,084,800. 2012, $947,082,240. 2013, $921,528,320. 2014, $913,592,320. 2015, $893,117,440. 2016, $949,304,320. Average, $863.63 million.
1998, $375,344,150.30. 1999, $388,576,125.
2000, $1,306,740,392.30. 2001, $1,321,081,990.90. 2002, $1,357,287,757.70. 2003, $1,376,655,676.20. 2004, $1,415,612,457. 2005, $1,427,609,743.70. 2006, $1,453,052,293. 2007, $1,514,279,907. 2008, $1,611,154,647.90. 2009, $1,587,229,006.30. 2010, $1,548,341,194.40. 2011, $1,568,957,256.30. 2012, $1,604,328,581.80. 2013, $1,599,846,864.70. 2014, $1,576,056,086.70. 2015, $1,690,447,142.30. 2016, $1,720,785,147.90.
The average price of a roast ham, which is $37.10 plus tax, $5.56 equals $42.66. The average price of a roast turkey between 2000 and 2016 is $20.48, and the average price of a roast turkey during the entire roast game era from 1998 to 2016 is $18.72, with the tax amount of $1.76. The average tax amount for both centerpiece meats combined, $3.66. The average turkey cutoff point and tax, that includes stuffing in US dollars, $30.48 minus $18.72 equals $11.76. The average ham cutoff point and tax in US dollars is $46.54 minus the roast ham equals the tax difference of $3.88. The average price per pound of roast turkey during this era, $1.17. And the average price per pound of roast ham during this era is $3.05. Thank you all for watching the Roast Game Era Christmas Dinner Prices 1998 to 2016 Numbers by the Decade as its own separate video, as opposed to being Chapter 5 of the long-form commentary video, Statistical Data Theft, and the Truth About It All. Make sure you watched that as well. I will link it in the description box down below. I will also cite my sources as to my methodologies and how I got those numbers in the first place before I did all that math. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, and look out for any new community poll as to what the next long-form commentary video will be about. And with all that being said, I am Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. Goodbye. Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to the last Numbers by the Decade series that concerns the holiday of Christmas. The post-roast game era Christmas dinner prices 2017 to 2023 Numbers by the Decade. We're simply just going to start with the rest of the 2010s, just after the roast game era ended, from 2017 to 2020. Version number 1 with turkey as the centerpiece, including stuffing and salad. And to make things less confusing, for this version I'm just adding the price of a turkey to the price of the entire table alone for each year. The same will go for version number 2, but version number 2 will of course exclude stuffing and salad. Let's get cracking. Version number 1, 2017, $22.38 plus $71.26 equals $93.64. 2018, $21.71 plus $78.06 equals $99.77. 2019, $20.80 plus $78.87 equals $99.67. And finally for 2020, $19.39 plus $80.98 equals $100.37. Now let's move on to version number 2, and then the average price of a Christmas dinner, which by the way is very different when it comes to the methodology than the February 1st, 2023 video that I made, meaning that it's recalibrated and the old methodology should be taken with a grain of salt or considered out of date, because nowadays it's way more advanced. But let's get back to version number 2. With ham as centerpiece, minus stuffing and salad. 2017, $52.97 plus $65.58 equals $118.55. 2018, $52.42 plus $72.14 equals $124.56. 2019, $53.80 plus $72.82 equals $126.62. And for 2020, the last year of the 2010s, $56.41 plus $74.89 equals $131.30. Now let's get to the average price of a Christmas dinner for each of these years during the post-roast game era. And just like I mentioned before, the methodology for the math is different now from the video that premiered on February 1st, 2023, meaning that it's recalibrated and the old methodology is to be taken with a grain of salt or discarded entirely. 2017, $106.09, 2018, $112.16, 2019, $113.15, and finally for 2020, $115.84. And that's about it for this episode, which is episode 1 of 3 of the post-roast game era Christmas dinner prices 2017 to 2023, numbers by the decade. See you in the next episode where we go into the 2020s so far, 2021 to 2023, and then episode 3 will be a statistical montage. I am Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. See you then. Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to possibly the last ever Christmas related episode that I have to do research on. We're going to be covering the first few years of the 2020s, 2021 to 2023. Before I get to it, however, I'm gonna let you know that I'm going to use clips from my Christmas Day video when it comes to prices. Version number 1, number 2, and the average. So all I would have to do original research on is 2021 and 2022. So now, without further ado, let's begin. The methodology should stay the same only for 2023, because inflation went down that year versus 2021 and 2022. And just because the prices are high does not mean that I'm not accounting for inflation and fluctuating purchasing power of the US dollar. Let's get to version number 1 with turkey as the centerpiece, stuffing, and salad. 2021, a $20.80 turkey plus $86.09 of the entire table outside of the turkey equals $106.89. 2022, a $28.96 turkey plus $87.58 of the table outside of the turkey equals $116.54. Version 1, with turkey being the centerpiece. Let's begin. Turkey, $20.32. Mac and cheese, $21.32. Sweet potato casserole, $14.88. Pecan pie, $6.65. Mashed potatoes, $11.23. Stuffing, $6.65. Green bean casserole, $6.43. Salad, $1.03. Pumpkin pie, $13.44. Cranberry sauce, 47 cents. Corn, $6.64. And finally, bread rolls, $2.90. Version 1 has a total cost of a whopping $94.08, accounting for inflation. A new world record. Let's finish off version number 2 with ham as the centerpiece minus stuffing and salad. 2021, a $63.06 ham plus $79.80 of the dinner table minus stuffing and salad equals $142.86. 2022, $68.56 for a ham plus $80.45 of a Christmas dinner table minus the stuffing and salad equals $149.01. Now let's get to version 2. Ham, $37.10. Mac and cheese, $21.32. Sweet potato casserole, $14.88. Pecan pie, $6.65. Mashed potatoes, $11.23. Stuffing, $6.65. Green bean casserole, $6.43. Salad, $1.03. Pumpkin pie, $13.44. Cranberry sauce, 47 cents. Corn, $6.64. And finally, bread rolls, $2.90. And the total cost will shock you even more. Accounting for inflation, version 2 has a total cost of, drum roll please, $128.74. Now let's finalize the average prices of a 10 to 12 person Christmas dinner when it comes to this entire series before the montage, which is episode 3. 2021, $124.87. 2022, $132.77. And for 2023, $111.41. There you have it, folks. That's all I can do for this entire series. Thank you all for watching. It has been a wonderful journey when it comes to me delving into the prices that also account for inflation because the prices are higher than they should have been. So that way I'm still accounting for inflation nonetheless. The prices don't have to be lowered just to account for it, because those lowered numbers would be entirely meaningless. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. See you in the next Numbers by the Decade series, the next commentary rant video, or even the next long-form commentary video. Bye.
Bye.